Welcome to the Biscuits and Blurays podcast, where we watch Blu-rays and take the biscuit. I'm your host, James, and this week I'm joined by my good friend, Lindsay Foster. Hello, Lindsay.
Hello, James.
Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
You have listened to the podcast, am I right?
Why was that such a hard
I don't know.
for you to say? You were like, I've listened to a few of them, yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I said to you before, I've got a really bad habit of starting them and then getting distracted and then being like, oh yeah, I was listening to that. So there's a few that I've started and haven't finished, but I will go back and...
We've known each other for a few years now, right? I'd say over like 10 years.
Over 10 years.
Ugh!
Which honestly, is 10 years too long.
Alright.
No, I'm kidding. No, it's been a long time. Still here.
Yeah.
Still kicking it.
Yeah. And now you're on the podcast. This season of the podcast has been a bit different because I've got guests on to talk about some films that they choose to talk about.
Yes.
You have picked poorly.
James, I couldn't disagree more.
Okay.
I don't think this is a poor choice.
We're doing Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent, everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage.
Yes.
Twice he's in this.
Yeah, he is.
It came out like 2 years ago?
I think so, yeah. It was very under the radar. I feel like it didn't get the attention it deserved at the time.
I think it did, but only... Here's the thing with Nicolas Cage. He's
Yeah.
become a bit of a meme.
I think that's... Yeah. See, picking this film... Even now, I'm like, why did I pick this film? When we were talking about doing the podcast, it just popped into my head and I was like, oh yeah, what a great choice. And I'm like, I've seen so many other films.
Recently as well.
Well, in my life.
Okay.
That I could have chosen.
There's only one film you've seen.
But it just, for some reason, popped into my head. And I was like, actually, do you know what? It's not massively out there, but it kind of seems to, you've seen it and love it, or you've just never even heard of it. It's kind of this weird...
I'd argue that quite a lot of people haven't heard of this.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, so you want to...
It's kind of like, I want to get it out
so
there.
So if there's an influx of people watching Unbearable Weight...
It will be down to me.
It's your fault, okay.
It's not my fault. You're all welcome. That's what I'm saying. There will be a lot of new fans out there that didn't know this existed, and then they'll be very grateful, and I'll be like, you're welcome.
Did you catch it at the cinema when it came out?
No, I didn't. It was one of those that I didn't... I was one of those people that was like, oh, what is this? And then I kind of watched it. And I think one of the reasons why I like it is because I didn't know what to expect. I had no expectation of it because I had never heard of it.
Okay.
And then I just caught it on a streaming service. And I was like, oh. I know. If I could go back in time 2 years, I would go to the cinema and watch it. But alas, I've not discovered time travel yet.
That's a shame.
We'll work on that for next time.
Next time, yeah. But, okay, go. I've only seen it once.
Yeah, I know.
It's
disappointing. James.
Here's the thing. You picked this and you stuck with it, and I was like, okay.
I know.
And I have to talk to you about it.
Yeah.
But I've seen it once, and I don't want to go back again.
I feel like as podcast host, it's your duty to at least know what your guests are talking about.
I know what you're talking about.
Vaguely.
People think... Okay. Explaining about the page.
Yeah.
Anytime I post something on the page, I haven't watched it the night before. There's only a few occasions where that's happened.
No, I know, but like, when did we talk about this?
We spoke about this
ages
probably
ago.
A few months ago.
At least 2 months ago.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I feel like you've had 2 months to watch this film.
And I haven't.
Exactly. So I think that's your own fault.
But I have seen it though.
Well, that's at least a good start.
Because Andy last week, joke's on him, I've not seen Jurassic Park.
You've never seen Jurassic Park?
Of course I've seen Jurassic
Park. That's what I'm saying. So you're like, I've never seen it. But you have seen it. You've probably seen it many, many times. You don't need a refresher because you've seen it that many times. This one, I feel, could have benefited from a refresher. But we'll move on.
I don't disagree with you, but yeah.
Okay, good.
I don't like being outed.
Fair enough. Okay,
So
we'll just pretend that didn't happen.
It came out in 2022, I want to say. Or maybe even 2021.
I think 22.
It was peak COVID times, though.
Yes. So they were meant to, by all accounts, they meant to start filming it, and then it got pushed back a few months because of COVID. But then they did actually start in like October 2020, which was kind of still pretty rife
COVID times.
Yeah. So I don't know what sort of difference that makes, but
I think because people have slowly been creeping back into the cinema anyway. Films even now aren't doing well because people are like.
I think a lot of people are sort of a bit cautious about.
They really want to pick the film they watch, and this isn't it.
You're just determined, aren't you?
But
To rag on this.
I thought this was going to be, when all the trailers dropped, it looked similar to The Interview, the James Franco, Seth Rogen one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Where
right.
they go over to Korea.
Take the piss out of someone they probably shouldn't.
And it's like a multimillionaire, basically.
Okay.
Like, oh, come spend time with me, you celebrity.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Similar vibes.
I guess it kind of is. A little bit. Nicolas Cage is so...
Odd. He's odd.
No, he is. Yeah,
Okay.
he is. Yeah, I agree with that.
Are you a Nicolas Cage
I feel
fan?
like fans pushing it too far. Mm-hmm. Maybe like a casual admirer.
Really?
Yeah.
That sounds much more intense.
Does it?
Yeah, I think so. I'm a casual admirer of Nicolas Cage.
When you say
Oh,
it
Mr.
like
Cage.
Monsieur Cage.
Oh, Mr. Cage.
If you say it like that makes it sound really weird.
You've seen most of his like big blockbusters, though,
I
right?
think like he's had such a weird trajectory of his career because like Oscar winner.
Yeah.
Leaving Las Vegas. It's like such a sad but
never seen it.
Great film. Oh, James, what
Never
are you
seen
doing
it.
To me? Oh
does
my
he
God.
or does he not leave Las Vegas?
I can't remember.
Oh, right.
It's been that long.
Maybe you should watch it the night before.
We're not talking about that.
Okay.
So it's fine.
But then, like, Raising Arizona,
So
which is early
he's
career.
had this really kind of quirky early career with loads of films that people kind of talk about and know.
Yeah.
And then he sort of maybe started doing more mainstream,
Action.
I would say. Yeah. And then kind of did like Face Off, Con Air. I love Con Air.
Con Air's
Come on,
great.
Everybody loves Con Air.
Right, yeah.
Even if you don't like Nicolas Cage.
I
you
prefer
like
it to
Con Air.
Face Off.
I
Straight up.
do.
Yeah.
I would say it's probably, if I had to pick a favourite Nicolas Cage film, it would probably be that. Which
So
might
it wouldn't
be...
even be this one that you're repping?
No.
Okay.
No.
That's interesting.
But I'm just going to put it out there. I did not watch this film for Nicolas Cage. He's just a byproduct of it.
We're going to get to who we're talking. Okay, fine.
But I'm just getting him out of the way first. I feel like he deserves
We
at
have
least
to,
a
'cause
mention.
Yeah. It's Nicolas
You know?
Cage.
Exactly. It's Nicolas Cage. And then he kind of went off the rails. Like, he was this superstar. Late 90s and stuff, I would say.
I wouldn't say went off the rails.
I mean, in terms of, like, had a lot of money and then did not have a lot of money.
Okay.
He kind of had to declare bankruptcy and all sorts.
Did he?
Yeah.
I don't. Okay.
Do you
I've done zero research in this.
I feel treated so well on coming on as a guest, and you're like, I don't know anything you're talking
It's
about.
not that I'm lazy. It's that I'm very. I'm lazy. I'm sorry.
It's fine. He kind of then had to take some questionable
film
roles.
Is this his Wicker Man period?
I'm not. Yeah, but even Wicker Man's like not that bad. It's just he did a few. What's that one where he was like some sort of, was he like a wizard or something? And
The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Yeah, but like I would say from maybe then onwards, he kind of dropped off the radar a bit and had to just make films to make money. And now he's having a bit of a resurgence. I'm not saying that one's bad. I'm just saying that's kind of where it maybe dropped off a little bit.
I think his rise again has been like Mandy onwards.
Yeah, I think he's kind of getting to a place where he's a bit more credible again.
Is credible the right word?
I don't know. It's the word I
He's going to be in Dead by Daylight. He's not that credible, right?
I don't know.
Okay.
Renfield looked pretty fun.
Renfield did look good. Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh, what was the film that was in my head though? Oh, see, like I liked Ghost Rider and stuff like that.
Ooh.
It wasn't great, but it was all right. It was like watchable.
Nicolas Cage has a tendency to go just berserk sometimes.
Yeah, and I don't know if I find that the thing that I'm a bit like, ooh. Do you know when he's good, he's really good, and then he goes like madcap, and I'm like, is he taking it too far? Mm-hmm. But is that some people like are really into that? That's what makes him.
Well, that's why he's Nicolas Cage.
Thing, yeah.
If you go to a Nicolas Cage film and you don't get that, there will be people who go, "Oh, he didn't go crazy in that one."
Do the whole gone in 60 seconds thing.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, let's go.
He has a co-star in this.
He does.
Mr. Pedro Pascal. Mm-hmm. Me and you, we don't see eye to eye on Pedro.
We don't see eye to eye on this. I don't understand why.
Okay, let me explain myself first, because I'm going to get called out for this.
Well, you're entitled to your wrong opinion, but go.
Pedro Pascal.
Yes.
He's good. He's talented. He's great.
Okay, good. I'm glad we agree on that.
I completely understand the appeal.
Yeah.
But I'm sick of his appeal.
Okay. See, I'm not.
But, but you're of the demographic who would appreciate.
I don't know. I feel like he appeals to everybody.
He's fucking everywhere.
He is.
Stop.
Is that what it is? Is it the oversaturation of him that's bothering you?
Yeah, I have the same issues with Tom Holland as well.
Okay. He's dropped off a little bit.
No, he hasn't.
I know he's just got a new show out, so he's going to come back. But, well, yeah, Tom's all right too.
He's okay, but in small doses. It happened with Chris Pratt. You know, when Hollywood really finds something that works, or a star that
force it, don't they?
Yeah. So we've had Mandalorian. We've had this.
Yeah, but I don't think that's his fault that he's suddenly all his stuff's like
as an actor
out at the same time.
I'm sure he appreciates how lucky he is to get work.
Yeah.
But you don't need all this.
I disagree.
Pick one after. Oh yeah, okay.
Shockingly, I disagree.
Do you not think he's everywhere though?
He is everywhere, but I'm not mad about it. You are.
I'm fuming.
I know you are. I can see it in your face. I think that it's kind of like he's been around for such a long time that people don't realise.
He was in Buffy.
He was in Buffy.
Yeah,
exactly. So like the guy's been grafting forever. Mm-hmm. And I think it's just, although I wouldn't say he's suddenly on the radar, because I think probably Game of Thrones was where people started to take notice.
Does he have the...
Yeah.
He's the eye pokey eye guy.
He's the eye guy.
Okay, yeah.
You know, teeth knocked out, eyes squished in. You never watched it, did you?
I've not seen Game of Thrones.
Oh, God. Of course you haven't.
Sorry.
But I would say, even if you're not a fan, that's kind of where... And he wasn't even in it that long. He was like in one season, 7 episodes. That's it. But I think because of the character and because of the pretty memorable death,
yeah.
It kind of put him on the map a little bit.
Then obviously you got the Mandalorian.
Well, yeah, he got Narcos like straight after that.
Narcos,
which was kind of like...
You've seen Narcos?
I have seen Narcos. I really enjoyed it. There was a lot of shit I did not know about Pablo Escobar, as it turns out. Why I would know that, I don't know. But now I know even more.
Okay.
So it was really interesting from that point of view, and then it's kind of slowly spiraled for him, and then you had like Mandalorian, then you had The Last of Us. So that's like been massive.
I appreciate he's getting this work, and he is good. In this, he's very good.
Yeah.
I hate to spoil what we're going to talk about later, but he's very good in this, and he's good in everything he's in.
Yeah.
But my problem is that it's the fandom. It's the oh my God, I love you. This daddy thing.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that.
Right.
Because I'm a millennial, and I can't... It freaks me out.
Does the word daddy just freak you out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Like, I mean, I know I get it, but like, for me, I could never. The cringe factor is too much for me. If anyone was like, call me daddy, I'd be like, I can't. I'm sorry, I've got to leave, bye.
And he's leaning a bit too far into it as well.
Do you know what? I think I was talking like, do you know what? I spoke to Pedro yesterday. And
he
says, yeah. I'm talking like I know him. I don't, obviously. I think, unfortunately, it's one of those things where it started off as a bit of a fun joke, and he was kind of like, yeah, I'll play up to it. And people, like everything, just take it too far. They can't just be chill with it. And so now, it's like, he'll be on Disney red carpets, and they're like, read these thirst tweets. And it's like, you're Disney. Like, this is for kids. Like, you just chill with it. So I think that it's kind of taken on a life of its own, and now it's gone a bit too far.
It's unstoppable, yeah.
It is, and it's a shame because I actually do think he's a really, really talented, great actor, but it's kind of potentially going to be overshadowed by all this daddy bullshit. It just makes me cringe.
But we're not talking about any of that. We're talking about this.
No, we're not. We're talking about this.
Basically, the plot of the film.
Yes.
Nick Cage ain't getting work.
He's trying his best.
He tried so hard.
Embarrassingly trying his best to do scenes for directors in restaurants. But yeah, he's not doing very well. Mm-hmm. Doesn't get this part that he really wants, and then kind of shows himself up at his daughter's birthday party and hits rock bottom, basically, and then decides to retire from acting.
Neil Patrick Harris is in this.
He is. He plays his agent. See, there you go. You pulled that
I do
one
like
out
a bit of
thin
MPH. You put MPH in everything, I'll watch it.
Exactly.
Apart from the new Matrix.
Okay. Fine.
I'll just skip that one.
We'll just leave that one alone.
So yeah, he's not getting work. He's quite happy just sitting by the pool or whatever, just drinking his life away, right?
He's just kind of like, I'm done. This is not working out for me, clearly. And then he gets an offer.
An offer you can't refuse, I guess.
Well, he tries to.
Okay.
But then discovers that, this might actually be a good idea. So he basically his agent contacts him and says, this guy wants you, he's like this super fan, wants you to come over and attends his birthday party, and he'll pay you $1 million. And to start with, he's like, nah.
But that's pittance in
Well, yeah, to
Nicolas
a
Cage
billionaire.
one.
Yeah, well, no, he's
Oh,
not.
but yeah,
I think
okay.
he meant pittance to Harvey.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's a billionaire, but like, yeah, to Nicolas Cage, I think that's a lot of money at that time. He's not got a lot. See, this is marketed as him being a fictionalized version of himself, and I'm just not sure that's true.
I think I agree with you.
They're like, oh, it's Nicolas Cage, but it's actually Nicolas Cage.
There's a few films where like actors get to play themselves.
Yeah.
It puts me in mind of being John Malkovich,
Yeah.
which is a
Yes.
riot.
Uh-huh.
But then like things like Extras as well.
Yeah.
The Ricky Gervais.
But I feel like they actually are just themselves. Whereas this, they're trying to... Every interview I've seen, Nicolas Cage is like, but it's like, it's me, but it's like not me. And I'm like, it's you.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Hi.
Yeah. So, yeah, he decides to accept this offer, just see what it's all about. It's $1 million at the end of the day.
But he does seem like a family man as well.
Yeah. I think he's not with his wife. I think he's divorced.
Sharon Horgan.
Yes.
Yeah, she was in Game Night.
Was she?
Yeah.
She's kind of
She's everywhere.
to be fair, if we're gonna be like
What's that show she's in? Catastrophe? Never seen it.
Yeah. I've
Yeah.
never seen it either.
Apparently it's good.
I've heard it's also good because Rob Delaney's in that too.
Yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
He's very good, but
Anyway.
put it on the list. So yeah, and his daughter is not particular. They're not particularly close. I think he wants to be, but she's like.
They just have different interests.
Well, I think she's like, you've always just put your film career before family.
Mm-hmm.
That old classic. So it's kind of they've drifted a bit.
Yeah.
So he decides, oh,
I might as well do it.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
It's $1 million. I'll go over.
He's also not mentally stable.
I would
In
say
in the film and
Yeah.
probably in real life.
Well, he keeps talking to a younger version of himself. So
Nikki.
I'd say that's an accurate.
Yeah. This sort of Nikki, who is,
Yeah.
I want to say, like early 90s.
Yeah, it's
Nick
kind
Cage?
of like Raising Arizona, Wild at Heart type.
Is that the vampire one? Which one's the vampire one? Vampire's Kiss?
Yeah.
I think I'm making that up.
I'm going with it.
Okay.
I'm like, yeah, sure.
But just this like personification, well, not personification, like in his head,
Yeah.
of his
Younger version of himself telling him that he's basically like, what are you doing?
yeah.
What are you doing with your life?
I was Nick frickin' Cage. Yeah.
Exactly.
Fucking weird, man.
Yeah.
I
So,
want to ask you a question now.
Go on.
Is this film only as good as it is because it's Nick Cage, or could you have put anyone in this role?
Well, what a fascinating question,
Thank you
James.
very
I'm so
much.
glad you asked. Because originally he read the script and he was like, I want to switch characters. I want to play Harvey. And they were like, don't really know
We
how
want you as
that's
Nicolas
gonna
Cage,
work."
Nicolas Cage.
Nicolas Cage, we kind of want you as Nicolas Cage. And he was like, nah, but I like the other part better. So he was really kind of like, I want to switch till Pedro got cast. And then he was like, oh, okay, yeah, he's better. And everyone's like, yeah, we
Yeah.
know. That's why it's cast. Apparently he took over from Dan Stevens,
Who did?
Pedro. I can't see that
Dan
at all.
Stevens would have been good at
No,
it.
he would, but I don't think he would have been as good.
No.
It would have been a different vibe. But
Yeah.
that's not necessarily a bad thing. But when I read that, I was kind of like, oh, I can't see that now I've seen it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But what was your question?
Who else is this film only successful
Oh, yeah.
because of?
No, I think it's successful because of Pedro Pascal.
Yeah.
I know you think I'm biased.
No, I completely think you're biased.
But I heartily disagree.
Okay.
I think that it would have been an okay film if it was just a Nick Cage film, but I think him in it adds an extra layer because he's in real life he's such a super fan of Nicolas Cage himself. I think that lends it to kind of just taking it to another level.
Yeah.
But I think it would have been kind of a Nick Cage film that was like, oh, he's back on the up. I don't think it would have been a bad film by any stretch because it's got a strange plot.
I think you could have done this with like maybe 3 other actors doing the Nicolas Cage role.
Do you?
Yeah.
Who?
Okay. Christopher Walken.
Okay. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I'll go with that. Yeah.
Johnny Depp
Yes.
in his heyday.
Problematic now.
Yeah. In his heyday.
Yeah.
If everything was okay.
Yeah, if we were all back in the day. 'Cause
Yeah.
young Johnny Depp, like his earlier films, I'm a big fan of.
Yeah, and
There's some great
there's
stuff
some good stuff there.
Yeah.
And let me pick someone else.
You're just like anyone else.
McKellen.
Ooh, okay. That would have been funny.
Right?
That would have.
Can you imagine McKellen being
Actually, yeah, I can.
the dual role as
Taking acid.
Yeah, still as Gandalf.
Yeah.
But Nicolas Cage is perfect in this.
Yes.
But I think he's a bit muted in this as well.
Yeah, I think that's where he's maybe trying to suggest that it's a fictionalized version of him, and had it been him, we would have had like maybe more antics. I don't know.
I don't think he's ever given the chance to let loose in this.
I feel like you are right.
Do you know what I mean?
For once.
Yeah. Like it's a film where Nicolas Cage is playing Nicolas Cage, and it should be weirder than it.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. It's like they almost will like rein it in a bit.
Yeah.
It gets a little bit, but it's more led by the other character.
Yeah.
That's kind of like pretending to. Obviously, he's devastated when he finds out Nick's retiring.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, we'll go to the top of a mountain. Well, no, a little cliff, and pretend that people are after us, and convince him enough to jump off the cliff into the water. So I think it's almost reversed a little bit. Maybe that's why he wanted to play that part.
Maybe
because he couldn't be more madcap. I don't know.
Nicolas Cage meets Javi.
Yes.
Pedro Pascal. Mistakes him for the waiter.
Yeah, literally.
That's always a good gag, isn't it?
It's always a funny one. Let's not say who I am. He's like, especially, you've got that classic, like, does he want me to suck his dick? You tell him if I've got to do that, it's no. And he's like, I'm happy. He's like,
Pedro Pascal is very good in this. He really is.
He is. I think it's a film. There's a lot of roles he's done where he has to be kind of quite serious, or he seems to have slipped into this father figure, stepping away from daddy. It's like sort of adoptive father type stuff.
He can either be a dad or have a bucket on his head.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this one has been more of a chance for him to sort of show a bit more of a comedic side, which I actually think I would love to see more of. He's really good at the serious stuff.
Did you see him on SNL?
Yeah.
He was good, wasn't he? Yeah.
Exactly. So I think like that sketch in the hospital bed.
Oh no.
It was really good, and I think that kind of showcased him as a bit more of a broad range of talents.
Yeah.
So I think this was a good film. That's why it's kind of a lot of people have literally never heard of it. Never mind just not seen it.
It's because he's not playing the daddy stereotype.
I don't know. Maybe it was because it was too close to COVID and people were still just not registering that stuff had come out.
Not for lack of trying though, because I did see this everywhere.
Did you? See,
yeah.
I didn't. That's weird.
I saw it on bus stops, on buses, mostly bus. Everything bus related.
Try, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing it unless it was everywhere and I just took absolutely no notice of it, which is possible.
Yeah.
That is possible. Yeah, I think it would be nice for him to kind of branch out into,
comedy.
More comedy. Doesn't seem to be going that way because he's doing Gladiator 2.
He is.
Which I think will be interesting.
And Last of Us Season 2 as well.
Last of Us Season 2, although...
he's not going to be in that for very long. Spoilers for Last of Us Season 2.
No, apparently, no. And just likes dying. Graphically.
He's good at it though.
He's really good at it. Like really, have you seen Equalizer 2?
No.
That's like, I mean, that's worth it for Denzel, obviously.
Oh yeah.
We love Denzel. But I think the first one's better. But Pedro's in the second one, and I don't really want to tell you if you.
No, it's fine. I don't care about the Equalizer movies.
Fine.
Spoiler alert for the Equalizer movies.
It's been a while. I don't know what like the limit on spoiler alerts.
I think you're okay for the Equalizer 2.
I'm not going to go into detail, but it's an eye thing again, and it's like, guys, switch it up. Have you new?
He got an eye infection because anytime he met a fan, they'd want to put their fingers in his eyes.
I feel like because he'd been like jobbing sort of actor and doing episodic, like he's done all the Law and Orders and NYPD Blue and all kind of like those where you get an episode. It was in The Mentalist. It was like done loads of stuff like that.
Yeah.
So to me, as an actor, if I got any of those, I'd be like, this is it. My career's taking off. And he's done all of those and he still didn't consider it to be like a big break, if you know what I mean. Okay. So then he gets Game of Thrones and it's like, people are recognising me. I'm going to let them put their thumbs in my eyes. And I think as an actor, you just want to please people.
Yeah,
and then you go, oh, now I have no eyes anymore because of
I can't see shit.
Fell out because of infection.
Can't see all the bullshit.
Yeah. So, yeah. I think he just needs to do films where he maybe doesn't die. Just a thought.
Just a
thought. But yeah.
Javi wants him to do like one last film.
Yes.
Like with him.
Well, he wants him to read his screenplay.
Yeah.
That he sent to the agent, Neil Patrick.
NPH, yeah.
That deleted it. He was like, don't read that. It's crap, but just go and get your money.
Yeah.
So then when he meets him, when Nicolas Cage meets Javi, he kind of goes, oh, actually, this guy's a bit odd, but nice enough.
Yeah.
And then they get drunk and all the rest of it, and he's like, I will read your screenplay right now. So they sort of start to bond a little bit.
They have a conversation. I see this everywhere. If there's one clip I see, there's two clips I see everywhere.
Yeah. Is it
there's obviously the meme that we'll get to.
Yeah.
But there's the scene where they're talking about their favourite films.
Yes.
And he says something, what his favourite film is. And then, what's your second favourite film?
Just tell me, what is your third favourite film?
And then Pedro Pascal says Paddington 2.
Which is a shout.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You know, great film.
But Nicolas Cage is like, this is what? Like, Dr.
Caligari
to Paddington 2, connect those dots.
Yeah.
And then they watch Paddington 2.
Yeah.
And like anyone,
he's
cry their eyes out, right?
He's a convert. And he's like, you were right. And he's like, I fucking told you. This film's great.
Paddington 2 is great.
It is a great film.
It's fucking great.
It is a great film.
It's better than this.
Oh, don't do that to me.
So they do have a bit of a bromance, I want to say.
Yeah, I would say that they start to kind of loosen up around each other a little bit. Because obviously Javi's like, oh, I'm a super fan. So he just wants to be like near him all the time. And then Nick Cage is a bit like, why is this dude always here? It's like, well, you're at his house. You know, you're at his compound. It'd be rude if you just were like, no.
But Javi's not without his problems.
Little secrets.
He's part of a gang, I want to say.
You can't be in my gang. Kind of, yeah.
Wait, when I said gang, did you go like West Side Story? Hey, get out of my gang.
Yeah. He's like, sorry, we clash. We can't be friends ever. No, I think he's probably like a little bit more serious than a gang.
You want to say?
I want to say like maybe like a cartel.
Yeah. Oh, okay. What's the difference between a gang and a cartel?
I don't actually know.
I see loads of cartels through the public park.
Oh, look at that big old.
Look at that cartel over there.
Cartel. They're scary. Yeah, they decide. I can't remember which bit comes first. Where basically the CIA are involved because they're watching Javi. Because so basically a political candidate's daughter's been kidnapped. You see this right at the beginning of the film. Sort of anti-cartel politician, and they want him to drop out of this election. Election race. So they kidnap his daughter, and the CIA think Javi has her. And now we're all like, but Javi's such a golden retriever. Like he's such a good boy. But you're never quite sure if he has done it, because it's like he's got a whole compound, and is he just acting? That's why I love it. That's why I love Pedro Pascal in this, because you're really never sure at this point whether he is just completely acting or he is actually this like nice guy. Yeah. So they task Nicolas Cage, the CIA, Tiffany Haddish, tasks him with trying to find out whether this kidnapped girl is on the compound.
Like where a wire and all that stuff.
Sneak into, which is quite a funny scene when he sneaks into the computer room and he's got to take out one of the guards with like a sedative, except he touches himself. Like, doesn't touch himself.
Well, yeah, that's a very different film.
Touches his forehead. Well, accidentally
is it like himself. It's like a sleeping agent or something, isn't it? Yeah.
And he touches his forehead by accident, and he's like, "Oh my god,
I'm an actor."
I think I just touched my forehead, and she's like, well, "Did you or didn't you?" And he's like, "I don't know," and then just drops to the floor. He's like, "Definitely touched my forehead." But of course, the stakes get higher because some security guard has noticed one of Javi's like bodyguards, and it's like, "Oh no, is he gonna be able to tap into the cameras before this guy finds him?" And then it's just Nicolas Cage being kind of goofy and drugged.
But Javi isn't a bad guy.
We don't know this at this point, though.
Yeah.
When he's like... Nick Cage doesn't want to believe it. He's like, he's my friend. There's no way. He's like, I'm an actor. I would know if he's acting. You know? And then they do acid together, which is funny.
It's funny.
Funny.
We get the famous bit with the
car.
The car. Well, first of all, they're running from people. They think they're being watched.
Right? I'm like extremely paranoid.
Those people over there, they're watching us.
Yeah, they think they're being watched.
We should run from them. And they're just running
They just
away.
do. So he's like, right, we'll make it look natural.
Uh-huh.
And Nick Cage's like, on 3 we'll run, he gets to 1 and he's
Yeah.
off. It's just stuff like that just makes me laugh.
The bit with the wall is the funniest thing I've ever seen, though.
Right.
It's really good.
That is really good.
So there's a wall they have to climb over.
Yeah, they think that this is like
And
everything's so heightened in like the end of the world.
yeah.
Try and climb over this wall.
Nicolas Cage gets on top of it,
He
and
does.
Pedro's like, "You gotta help me." And he's like, "I can't lift you. I can't lift you." And,
You're gonna have to let me go.
and they do the typical like, "No," and stuff. And then
yeah, the classic.
and then
Kind of
Nicolas Cage gets over to the other side, and
Yeah.
then Pedro Pascal he just
appears.
peeks his head around.
He's like, hi.
Pedro Pascal has never looked better, by the way.
Thank you.
His hair's great.
I think it's like
It's nice seeing him smile,
Definitely.
because we see it in the car.
Yeah, big old cheesy
Oh, I'm
grin.
sick of yeah. I love that meme so much, but I am bored of it.
It kind of like started and it was like, oh, this is funny, and then it was literally everywhere.
I think I posted it somewhere. as well.
And then it's kind of died off a little bit now, which is.
I don't think so.
Maybe you'll just keep watching it.
Let's bring it back.
Yeah, just keep posting it over and
Post
over.
that meme! Oh my god!
Yeah, but that brought joy to a lot of people. That meme,
Yeah.
it was good. But yeah, his hair is like slightly lighter,
It's
bit
very
fluffier.
good, yeah.
It's like I think his wardrobe in this is awesome too. It just suits it.
Uh-huh.
It just like.
Like, he's like clean shaven in this as well, which
I think
is...
he's got a bit of a beard.
He might have a bit of a beard.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
either way, it's all very, very good.
He looks good.
He looks good. We kind of get to a bit where you're not quite sure if there's going to be a reveal of this kidnapped girl.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's all very, if you go into this room, you're going to think differently about me.
Yeah.
And Nick's like, I've got to go in, Harvey. It's all very tense. And then they go inside, and it's just a shrine
To Nicolas Cage.
which is, again, you're like, was not expecting that.
Yeah.
And there is a scene in it where there's like a pillow, you know, one of those sequin pillows where you can
I had
change.
one.
Oh,
I had
did
one.
you?
Yeah.
Okay. So Pedro Pascal had those made for like the cast and crew,
Mm-hmm.
and they'd put one in there. And so that bit, you probably can't remember, but when they go in there, he's like, Nicolas Cage is like, oh my god, that's terrible, and goes to turn it, and Pedro's like, no, it's great. And
He
sorts
does
back.
it again, yeah.
Yeah, and they just left it in the film.
There's
that
like a
was quite
waxwork
funny.
in there as well.
Yeah, so there's a waxwork of him from Face Off, I think
Yeah.
it is. With
There's
the
some guns from...
Yeah.
I want to say Face Off. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
so the whole thing, he's holding the guns, and he's like, is that supposed to be me? He's like, it's grotesque.
I love it.
I want to buy it. Offers him like 20 grand for it.
Is it? Have you heard the story about Nicolas Cage buying a dinosaur?
What?
Nicolas Cage bought a dinosaur,
How?
like a T-Rex skull.
This is why he's got no money, right? Because he made silly purchases like this.
If you're gonna do it though, you might as well.
Yeah, but make sure you've still got money in the bank before you're like, I've spent all my money on buying dead things or
Yeah.
cars.
Can you imagine being Nicolas Cage's accountant? It's like, you bought that T-Rex skull, so you have to do the film Next. Do
Yeah.
you remember that film Next, where it could see 2 minutes into
Is
the
that
future?
what that was called?
Yeah,
I actually really liked that
I
film.
thought it was quite good. The plot twist is that he could see everything.
Yeah, I thought that was like another good one, to be fair. It was like the sequence, wasn't it, of the...
What? Oh no, you're thinking of
Is that
Knowing.
Is that... Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's
See, Next, Knowing, shit films.
Yeah, shit films.
No, they were alright.
Mm.
I think I probably have seen both, but a long time ago.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, so then we see Harvey... Oh, yeah, Harvey brings Nicolas Cage's whole family out.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's like, you need to
reconnect with your family.
Because the CIA tried to get him to confess that he's kidnapped this girl, so they suggest putting a kidnapping plot into their film that they're still writing at this point, or trying to. And that Harvey's like, you've clearly got unresolved issues with your family. And he's like, no, I'm just trying to find out whether you are a hideous person.
I don't think they're a believable family.
I don't either. I'm
Yeah.
glad you said that. It's probably the weakest part
Yeah.
of the film in terms of like the plot and stuff.
Everyone's good in it. Like Sharon Horrigan, she's good. Horrigan.
Yeah.
She's good. Whoever
Yeah.
plays his daughters.
That is actually Lily Mo Sheen, which is Kate Beckinsale and Martin Sheen's daughter.
Michael Sheen.
Yeah. I did pause. I was
It's
like,
one
yeah.
of the. It's one of the
There's
Sheens.
too many Sheens.
There's too many Sheens.
There's too many
There's
Sheens.
Mister.
Exactly.
Charlie Martin.
Exactly.
At least Estevez has got it right.
If he'd have stuck with it, I wouldn't have got confused because then it would just be, who is it?
Michael Sheen.
Yeah.
The Welsh guy.
The Welsh
The
guy.
Welsh guy.
The curly-haired Welsh guy.
Curly-haired Welshman. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realise that.
Yeah. But again,
Nepotism's good, isn't it?
If only we had famous parents.
Damn you, parents.
I know. Rubbish. Swap them out.
Swap them out.
Yeah, so I agree with that. I don't know if I believe them as a family unit.
Yeah. Also, they're just not interested in it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
They
know?
don't care.
Yeah.
I know, and then they kind of stay in it for the rest of the film, and you're a bit like,
I
oh.
was like, oh, these guys. Ugh.
Whatever.
Yeah.
So they're now here, which again, you kind of go, has he got...
Yeah, he's basically taken his...
He's now got his family here,
Yeah.
so that's even more reason to be like, ooh. And then we kind of get the big reveal that he goes to speak to his cousin, who's only popped up like once before this. He's kind of like, is a nobody character up until this point. Goes to speak to him, and it's all like, oh shit, you kidnapped the girl. And he's like, of course I did. He's not goofy like that. I don't know why I said like that. But so yeah, then we find out that it's actually Harvey's cousin.
Yeah.
That is the bad man.
The ringleader.
Yeah. And then he basically instructs him to kill Nicolas Cage. Which he's like, I don't want to. And they're like, you gotta.
If I saw that in the news, that Nicolas Cage killed by cartel, I'd be like, yep.
Seems about right.
That's about right.
Yeah. I'm like, no one's shocked by this.
No one's shocked by this.
Oh, sad news, but not unsurprising. I know.
You shouldn't have left Las Vegas.
Well, we don't know if we did or not.
I don't know if we left Las Vegas.
You didn't watch it and I can't remember. So, but what we've also, at this time, have learned is that the CIA want Nicolas Cage to kill Harvey. So now they're both in a situation
sort of like standoff
where they've got to kill each other, but they don't know.
They don't know. Yeah. But
so then they go for a drive. One of those drives. And then they discover that they are there to kill each other, but they don't want to do that because they're actually best buds.
Best mates, yeah.
Yeah. And they love each other. And then they're like being shot at by the cartel. And then this is where the movie just takes a turn.
It goes full action.
It goes just in a direction I didn't really see coming.
And here's the thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't go into that much action.
No.
In terms of Nicolas Cage's other films, Con Air, Face Off.
Yeah, I don't think there's any planes flying around there.
Exactly. Yeah, but you know what I mean. That's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
Let's go Face Off. Everyone knows the doves and stuff.
Yeah.
Come on.
They could have gone probably further.
Yeah.
But I feel like they gave Pedro's character more of the like badass with the guns and everything, because he stays behind to face the cartel.
To face off.
I mean, that's kind of very good.
Thank you.
I kind of don't want to acknowledge that, but well done. I mean, I don't know how you feel about this, because I get it's a film, but he stays behind with his love interest, who we're also not...
Again, I'm not bothered.
Really that bothered about. Wouldn't have made a difference if she wasn't there, which is terrible, because I think like they could have made more of her character. But whatever.
Sure.
He's got like 3, maybe even 4 vehicles, sort of like driving at them with guns.
Yeah.
Those two are just stood in the road, firing back, and like, cool. This is gonna end well.
Yeah. What's your question?
It's not a question. It's just an observation. Just like standard action movie ridiculousness.
Here's the thing about cars: they tend to move.
Yeah, they do, but not if they're intent on running you over.
You ever tried to aim? You ever tried to aim at the?
Yes.
Okay.
Many times.
What?
No, no, but like they're stood in the road and it's like just shooting at them.
Just plow them over.
Exactly. Yeah, but they're not in the cars. They're stood in the road. Pedro and his partner.
Yeah, just plow them over.
Just like we get shot in the arm.
Yeah, he does. Sad, isn't it?
Yeah. Of course he's not going to die though, because main character.
Movie. Yeah.
It's not going to happen. So then they have this big old car chase.
But do you think the stakes are never that high if you get the feeling that Pedro and Nicolas Cage are going to be okay?
Yeah, because like they are. There's never a point. We've missed out a whole big chunk, really.
Probably, yeah.
Where they go and rescue the kidnapped girl. Oh, because his
daughter... Oh, that's later.
His daughter
because they get disguised.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they get his daughter. They get Nicolas Cage's daughter.
No, that's before that.
What?
That's before they take his daughter. They get that right. So they go on their little drive. They tell each other they're like best buds.
Yeah.
Then they get back to the compound and they go, "Oh my god, my daughter's been taken." And then that's when they have to like go after them. Mm-hmm. They find the CIA agent. CIA
agent's good.
CIA agents. CIA agents did. They're done. Mm-hmm. And then they go, "I know a place. Let's go and get guns and shit." And then they go and rescue because he dresses up as.
He dresses up as a guy.
Can't remember his name. That's really
I want to say Billy.
I don't think it's that.
I could be right though.
I mean, you are. I'm
sure it's Billy.
Because she is an ex-makeup artist. His wife.
Yeah.
That worked out well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So she makes him up to look like this guy. And Nicolas Cage is like, yeah, I'm an actor. I can do this.
Yeah, he's like, I could totally pretend to be.
But she's not that good a makeup artist.
Well, I think that not the point.
Or is that the joke? Or is that they haven't got the
budget? They used all the budget on the LSD scenes. Yeah, I don't know. So anyway, they get scuppered on that one, shockingly. Mm-hmm. But they manage, because it's film, to save the kidnapped daughter and the other girl from the beginning of the movie. Mm-hmm. So everybody gets saved, and then they just big old car chase, drive into the embassy, and then it changes into the end of the movie that they were writing. So you've got Demi Moore and some other people.
Yeah. I remember that. It does a Tropic Thunder. It's like, this is the film they were making. Yeah. Sort of thing.
And it just segues into that.
Yeah.
And then they're at the premiere of it. Harvey's like, oh, I can't remember who it is, but some bigwigs want us to go to this party. Probably like Variety. Anyway, and he's like, sorry, car's out. Got to go and spend time with the fam.
Nicolas Cage is in the room.
It's like he was
car's out.
Car's out. Got to go and watch Paddington 2 with the fam.
Yeah.
And then we go, oh, maybe he'll redeem himself by being present in his family's life.
Yeah.
And then
everyone learns something.
And we've probably butchered that.
Probably.
Really, really badly.
I think the first half was quite good, but then,
went off the rails.
I think that's the film's fault,
I feel
right?
like we've just sort of like personified the film.
Yeah.
Because it goes off in a mad
and it gets messy
direction, and it goes all over the place, and so maybe that's how it gets you.
Probably, yeah.
So I think we actually did a great job. All things considered, we did a great job.
Question though.
Yeah.
Is it better than Space Jam?
100%.
Do you think?
75%.
75%. I'm going to ask you again.
Okay. I do think it's better than Space Jam.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's as good as people say, like people like you say it is?
I think so.
Okay.
I think people will go into it with... Do you know if you go into it with low or no expectation like I did, I did not know what to expect. I kind of like films like that.
Yeah.
I was like that with Kingsman.
Ooh.
And I'm like, whatever, man. I've known you a long time, James. I never want to punch you more than in this moment. No,
well, the Kingsman's okay. The first one's alright.
Yeah, the first one. But I didn't know what to expect.
Yep.
Maybe we should do the second one.
I'm not doing the second. I'm never watching that film again. I'm never watching the Kingsman Golden Circle again.
Okay, fine. But yeah, I didn't know what to expect with it. So I was pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
It felt like this was a little bit the same. Like I had no idea what it was really about. I'm not even sure they did, making it. I
think they're having a good time though.
I think they're having a good time, and I think you have a good time watching it if you kind of don't.
If you let go a little bit.
Yeah, if you just enjoy it for what it is and kind of go, this is weird, but it's not the weirdest thing I've watched.
It doesn't live up to its potential.
Do you not think?
No.
What do you think it could have achieved that it didn't?
It could have been sillier.
Okay.
For sure. Could have been more...
On, like, Nicolas Cage's part? Or
yes.
Just more madness?
Just more madness anyway. Because, like, Nicolas Cage has got that in him.
Yeah.
But I think he's just tired of doing that shit now.
Do you think maybe they just reined him in and wouldn't
They reined him in completely. Yeah. And they gave it all to Pedro.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if that's, like, a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing, but I just... If I watch a film where Nicolas Cage is playing Nicolas Cage, I want it to be Berserk. And this isn't.
I suppose they missed a trick a little bit.
Yeah. Because that's the film I thought I was getting. Okay. I thought I was getting... Okay, we're going to get, like, Nicolas Cage playing different variants of himself.
Yeah.
That's how it was advertised.
Maybe that was to get people interested.
Yeah.
And then they were already in, and they were like, this is not what I was expecting.
Yeah, and then some people still enjoy it. And then there's me just like, this is not what I wanted.
I get that. Okay,
yeah.
I get that sometimes you want more from something. But I didn't have that. I just kind of was like, just watched it and enjoyed it.
That's fair.
So, yeah.
It is better than Space Jam. I do agree.
Holy shit.
But I think it's because of Pedro.
Yeah.
I think he's really good in this.
I was going to get it out in writing, sorry.
I know. I hate to say it.
No, don't hate to say it, because it's good. He is good.
He's good.
Yeah.
Everyone else is weak.
Okay.
Not weak. Weak's the wrong word.
Maybe he just is so good he makes them look worse than if somebody else was in that role. It'd be more equal, but he just shines.
I would like to see Dan Stevens do it now.
Would you?
No, actually. No. I don't know why I said that. I was playing devil's advocate.
Well, don't. Because no one wants to see that. I've got a question for you, though.
Yeah?
If you had £1 million...
I do have £1 million.
well, what are we fucking about? What are we doing?
We've got a brand new mic, guys.
Oh my god! Wow. Don't buy any dinosaur skulls, okay?
No promises.
Okay, fine. All right, with your £1 million that you've supposedly got, who would you invite if you lived on a drug cartel compound?
Okay, so I'm getting drug money. I'm a drug...
Well, yeah, we're going to slot you into that world.
Okay, I'm going to fit right in.
Yeah, you're not going to stick out at all. I don't really mind how you made your money, but you've got a compound, you've got a beautiful home in wherever you want, but let's just say, for argument's sake, it's Spain.
Sure.
And you could pay anybody you like with your £1 million to do what Pedro does in this film. Who are you asking? I had two guesses for you that you'll say. So
two guesses. I'm
interested to say.
Well, let me pick my answer, and then I'll ask you what your guesses are. Okay.
Don't put you on the spot too
much.
much.
No. Okay, go on.
No, tell me.
No. You no. What are your guesses?
I would have said my two guesses, if I had to guess, would have been David Byrne or Brandon Flowers.
No, you were wrong both counts.
Well, that sucks.
Yeah.
At least I bothered to try and guess.
And you know what? I'm not going to answer.
Why?
Jim Carrey.
Oh, okay, yeah, didn't even enter my head.
Yeah.
Should have done.
But didn't.
Well, that's interesting.
I think there's in a multiverse somewhere. There's an unbearable weight of massive talent with Jim Carrey
and James
Dan Stevens
and James Howell.
Yeah, me.
Okay, yeah, that could have been an interesting combination.
We'll never get it.
Got that totally wrong, but interesting answer.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Who would you have?
Pedro Pascal. No, maybe well, probably him, but if not him, because he's in it, probably Freddie Mercury. However, I can see how that would be problematic.
He's famously dead.
I don't think me not having £1 million is the issue there.
Okay, yeah. Well, if you got £1 million, you could afford.
I'm gonna get a really good Ouija board.
A really good doctor.
A high-end Ouija board. Like, none of this messing about with one you bought from a thrift shop. Mm-hmm. You know, the good stuff.
So you wouldn't have him do any albums or anything? You'd literally just like spend a weekend with me?
Freddie Mercury?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to have a conversation with you.
I feel like you've not used that money well.
I feel like it's my fake money.
Hey, so that's fine.
I just, don't you think it would be
Is it drug money?
Sure.
Okay.
I just feel like, wouldn't that just not be a fun weekend? Like, don't worry, we don't need to make an album. I just want to hang out with you and like drink and party and have an amazing time.
I don't want to hang out with the ghost of Freddie Mercury.
What? Have you just heard the sentence?
Actually, as soon as I said it, I was like,
the best time ever.
Lindsay.
Yes.
Thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. It's been fun.
It's been alright.
Alright. It's been shit, actually.
It's been the worst
I've had a terrible time.
evening of my life.
No, it's been alright.
Yeah, it's been fine. I mean, whatever.
I can't remember what the next episode was.
You said there was a few.
It's Cat in the Hat.
Oh, is it?
It's the Cat in the Hat.
Ooh.
Have you seen the Cat in the Hat?
Sure.
Okay. Cool.
No, I think I have.
I really
a long time ago. Are you actually going to watch it?
I have to.
Oh, I have to.
You
didn't bother for this.
Yeah, but I've seen this.
All right. Yeah, you're actually going to have to have at least seen it once, I think, so your guests aren't doing your job for you.
Yeah.
You know.
But hey ho.
Hey ho.
Thanks for listening, folks. Thank you, Lindsay.
Thank you.
And see you soon.
Bye.